Hello, my friends. Welcome to Live Chat. If you're new here, my name is Jen. I have a channel called Jen Loves Reviews, and you're here right now. And today, in our live chat with the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, we are going to be talking about quite a few things. We are going to be talking about the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star launch that's upcoming. We only have limited information about that, but we're going to talk about it anyway. We're going to talk about the recently released Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette and what we think of that, and Tati's video that she put out on it, and the idea, the concept, what do we think about it? And then I thought we would dabble a bit in the Sunday Riley controversy, where Sunday Riley decided she was going to tell her employees to write positive reviews on Sephora's website as a directive. And then the FTC's, they brought charges, and what happened with that. We did talk about these in What's Up in Makeup, my makeup news show that just went live about 45 minutes ago. We did talk about them a little bit in that, but I want to talk more in depth about it with me and my frizzy hair. You will ask why I don't wear my natural hair. This is why. And I put hair oil in it too. But yeah, we talked about it a little bit in What's Up in Makeup, but I want to talk about it more in depth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and very quickly say hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. Because when I invite people into my house, I like to say hello to them, and I wish I could say hello to everybody, but I can't. So I'm just going to say hello to the first people that are here. So Debbie Green is here. Liz is here. Hello, good morning, my friends. Mel is here, and Ginger, MannyMUA, Alicia, Lacey, Wendy, Angie, Shelby Lee, Theresa M. Oh, good to see you. Chick Trends. It looks like Cricket Treads. Cricket Reads. When there's no space, but I got it. Cricket Reads. I got it. Debbie's reminding everybody, don't forget to like the video. Thank you so much, Debbie. What liking does is it tells YouTube to share my video with other people. So it only takes a second for you, and it really helps me out a lot. Good morning to my friend Shirley. Shirley's got a bunch of sunshine, rainbows, emojis here. It is very gray out. We need some extra sunshine. It is rainy and nasty here in Maryland. Tiffany PK in the house. Brianna and Nancy, my friend. Hey, Nancy. Nancy bought this for me. This is my mug. It's got lipstick on it, but it says, "You are the friend everyone wishes they had." And Nancy's the friend that everyone wishes they had. She's my friend. Hi, Nancy. Good morning to you. And Jess, good morning to you. And I did see as I was coming in that Latina and Julio wanted me to wish happy birthday to their niece and nephew. And I've lost the comment, so I've lost their names. So I apologize for that. But happy birthday to you. I hope you both have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right. So let's go ahead and get started talking and chatting. Susan V has a really good point just right off the jump. She says, Tati and Shane's palette will be so different. I got Tati's, and if Shane is pretty, I'll get that too. And I think it's hard. I kind of wish that they had released a photo of the entire palette so that people could kind of pick and choose like what's happening. I'm going to put my hair back because it's driving me crazy how dry looking it is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I kind of wish that they had released a photo of it at this point, but they haven't. And that's their, they're allowed to do whatever they want with that. I'm trying to figure out my chat real quick and make sure I can see you guys. But at the same time, I want to be able to see what I'm doing, and it's being difficult. Let's see. Okay. There we go. I'm figuring it out. All right, I've got it. Okay. So yeah, it would have been nice for people to know, whether they would want to buy one or the other. But I did hear that Tati and Jeffree both unfollowed each other on all social media. So I'm assuming they're not coordinating anything with this launch. So I guess, it's not coordinated, but it would be nice to see, a week ahead at this point. Well, I guess, okay, I'm thinking out loud here. The next section of Jeffree and Shane's series is supposed to go live tomorrow, I believe. And then I think there's going to be 2 videos this week from the series. I don't think there were any last week. I'm assuming they're going to show the full palette then, because the launch date for that palette is November 1st, which is this weekend. So, we'll see. Tati's launch seemed to go very, very well. She sold 100,000 units, which was her goal. She put that up on Twitter, which is great for her. Congratulations to Tati on that. But I did want to talk a little bit about the textured neutrals thing. Now, I do have, it is supposedly on the way. Tati said she's sending it PR. I haven't received it yet. But as soon as I do get it, I do plan on reviewing it as quickly as possible for you. Unfortunately, I do have a very busy week next week. I'm not going to be in town for most of the week next week, and I've got favorites and fails, and I have to film a sponsored video. So I might not be able to get the Tati video up until late, which really sucks. I was hoping to be able to get it up to you last week, but I didn't get the palette yet. So, and I'm thankful to get it in PR. Please don't get it wrong. but that's why I don't have it up. I just want to let you know. So let's go ahead and pop over to Tati Beauty's website and kind of look and see what she's got here. Okay, here we go. So hopefully you can see me scrolling. Hold on, let me see. It's not letting me. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, sorry. I'm a little new to this software still. Okay, so there's the textured neutrals, and in this photo you can see the 4 different finishes. Really, Jen? Really? Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. So there's 6 different shades in 4 different finishes. So we've got the Memory, Ritual, Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. So it's just the typical warm palette. But what makes this unique is the different finishes. Let me see if I can click on it. Oh, can I even click on it? Yes, I can. Yay. Okay, so you can see it a little bit better now. Now, I really think this was smart to do around holiday. And the reason why is because with the black here, a lot of people like to do for the holidays that smoky eye. So you could do a more brown smoky eye. You could do a more orange, or you could do like this, I don't know, magenta-ish, not magenta, but like, I don't know, mauve-y, deep burgundy kind of smoky eye. So you can kind of go with it at that. And then you've got some interesting highlight colors to kind of highlight the inner corner is what I would use that for. Unless if you're my skin tone, if you have a deeper skin tone, you could highlight with this shade. I mean, I do feel like the color choice was very, very good if she's going to go the neutrals palette. And I love the idea of the different finishes. The way I plan on swatching it is just straight up the row so you can see the different levels of shine. I know a lot of people are swatching, just the mattes, just the next row, but I'm going to do it in these 4s here whenever I get it. So really, really excited about this palette. I think that it does have its level of uniqueness. If you could have a not neutral, but a more natural colored palette be unique, I think she did a fantastic job with that. I really do. I think she did great. So let's go ahead and see what the audience, what the collective brain of Makeup Awesomeness is saying you all think about this palette. Chris says, I wish she had left out the glitter and done a nice duochrome or a foiled. Ooh, Chris, you're smart. You're very smart. I kind of feel the same way now that you mention it. Where were you when she was formulating? Yeah, I mean, duochromes are so much fun. They're so much fun. But I can see, like a duochrome or a foiled. I'm curious to see about the other ones, how foiled they are. I saw Manny's review, and it didn't seem like any of them had a foiled texture. But I feel like Tati, she wears a lot of glitter on her eyes. Christina says that Tati's palette feels pretty basic to me. I have all the colors in other palettes, yeah. And I can totally see that. And this is the thing, like we all complain about, neutral, natural palettes coming out, but that's what sells when it comes down to it. A lot of people, because of their jobs or because they're not comfortable, they don't buy palettes that are brighter, bolder, more, crazy like that. And this is one that I feel like, this is my personal opinion, this is my thoughts, that, you can keep it all matte if you want to, or you can make it crazier in that you can add the sparkle to it and make it extra shiny. So I can see that, but I can, if you have a big collection, you probably do have all of these shades. But, once I get my hands on, I'll be able to tell you more as far as my collection. Mid-Atlantic Gal says she can't wear orange shadows. Yeah, orange shadows look super weird on me too. I've tried really hard and they don't do well. Okay, CJ Gunn, her glitter is not eye safe. I did see that in her video that she said her glitters are not eye safe. I would imagine not. Scratch corneas are no fun. I have had one before. They're no fun. And she's not allowed to say use them on your eyes because of legal reasons. But, I probably will use them on my eyes because I'm like confident like that and also a little bit dumb. So you know what I mean? Like, it's like, something could be harmful for you, but you do it anyway. Like there's a level of I don't know, cockiness there. Like, I guess, I don't know what you would call it. Hold on, this hair is driving me crazy. Where is it? My mirror, hold on. There we go. That's better. Okay. So I probably will do it, but you're right. They aren't eye safe. Yeah. And the other thing that I thought was very interesting that is a conspiracy theory that is, well, it's not even a conspiracy theory, but she didn't list the ingredients of the palette on the website, which is super, super weird. I have never, ever in my life seen a palette launch without an ingredient list, like ever. I don't know what's up with that. I actually sent her a DM and was like, hey, can you shoot the ingredient list over to me because I want to get a head start because I'm super busy next week. Like, I'm going to be out of town a lot. So it's like, you know, and she hasn't had a chance to respond yet. I didn't send it that long ago, but she hasn't responded yet. But she did mention the PP word, the dreaded PP word, and it is a vegan palette. So she did say pressed pigment, and it's vegan, and there's lots of reddish shades in there. So chances are it does have red 6, red 7, red 28, red 23. I don't know, all those red pigments that are not technically eye safe from the FDA. I have a feeling those are in there. I don't know if I would doubt she's purposely trying to hide that. I mean, maybe she doesn't watch my channel. I don't know. It's definitely possible she doesn't know. I mean, she has to know. But the thing about that regulation is I can see why influencers don't talk about it. Because those red pigments, if you use them, if you don't know about this, if you use them in an eyeshadow palette, you can't call the palette an eyeshadow palette. And because of her pressed glitters, she can't call it an eyeshadow palette. But if she uses those pigments, she absolutely can't call it an eyeshadow palette as well. That's like double duty on there. Because the FDA says those red pigments can cause irritation on the eye. They are not labeled as eye safe. Now, if you bought the palette in the EU, it would be labeled eye safe. The EU is much better at regulations than we are here in the US. We meaning people that live in the country that I live in. So a lot of people think that the pigment issue is a non-issue in that if the FDA actually was caught up on things, it would be fine. It would be listed as eye safe. But the thing is there are people that are sensitive and do get irritation from those pigments. And it's not FDA approved. And she's a US based influencer. So I personally feel like if those pigments are in there, which I strongly believe that they probably are, she should say that they're in there. While you're going with the glitter not being eye safe, you might as well say that I don't know, but I can see that would decrease sales because it would freak people out. So I don't know. It just annoys me because like it seems like I have my issues with Jeffree Star. I got my issues with who he is as a person. Whatever. But he's the only person that has ever come out between all these big influencers coming out with their palettes with pressed pigments in them. Pressed pigments, which is the marketable term for the FDA says I can't say the FDA says I can't say you should use these on your eyes. Pressed pigments it's not a thing like as far as what people think it is. Jeffree's the only one that has explained it to his audience. He's the only one. James didn't do it. Manny didn't do it. And Jackie didn't do it with her palette. And it seems like Tati isn't doing it either. So I don't get that. I mean, I guess it's just, I personally feel like she'd sell out anyway. You know, it's better to just throw it all out there like she did with the glitter, man. Just say it. Say it. Jillian says the pressed pigment thing doesn't bother me, but she should have the ingredients listed. Absolutely. I don't understand that. It makes no sense to me that there's no ingredients listed. So Susan V says 30 volumes. Can't wait to see. Yeah. See, I didn't watch that video where she talked about that she had 30 different ideas. Like, is it 30 different eyeshadow palettes or is it 30 different concepts? That's what I want to know. I didn't watch the video, so I honestly don't know. I did watch her video where she swatched everything. I watched that, but Mag says, I love everything about the palette. I'm curious about the sequin formula and super excited about metallic and glitters. Yeah, I'm excited about it too. I really want to try it. I do. Shay Ray says, yep, that's true. I really appreciate Jeffree Star for coming out with that explanation of the pressed pigments. It should be thrown out. Let people know, give people the info. Exactly. That's the way I feel about it. By the way, I do want to give a shout out to the shirt I'm wearing today. If you know whose merch this is, I'm wearing Theresa's Dead merch. If you've never checked out Theresa's Dead, Big, huge thumbs up. Don't watch it around the kids. Lots and lots and lots of cursing. Theresa's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Definitely check her out on the YouTubes. Mon says, I love Tati and neutrals, but glitter, but the palette doesn't speak to me. Gotcha. I hear ya. This is an interesting comment. Mary Beth says, Jeffree comes out and says everything because he is bulletproof. He will cover his butt because his fans don't care. They'll buy it anyway. She speaks the truth. It's really unbelievable. Like, really, totally. Adela says, why didn't Jeffree congratulate Tati? I have no idea. I did hear that they unfollowed each other on social, so I don't know if that means that they're not friends. I mean, all we know is they unfollowed each other. We don't know like the back end of it. So, but yeah, so I personally, my thoughts, I'm very excited to get it in the mail. I'm very excited to review it for you. I will get it up to you as soon as I can. I wish it didn't happen this week because it's like the worst possible timing for this launch to come out with my personal life. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about the Shane Dawson palette. We can't really talk about a whole lot because we haven't seen it all together as one. We can't see what it looks like all together, but I am really excited about it. I do feel like, their million palettes or whatever, they're ordering million units. I feel like this is my prediction. I predict the palette will sell out. I think that the lipsticks liquid lipsticks for the most part will sell out. I think the more wearable shades will sell out. I'm not sure if the less wearable shades will sell out. The Shane Glossin, the gloss will sell out, absolutely. Those are the two things that I'm most excited about are the palette, and I'll get the Shane Glossin gloss just because it's a clear gloss and I want to get something else from the collection. And the lip products really don't call to me at all. Like the shades of the lip products, not at all. Like, yeah. Oh, Myra says Tati still follows Jeffree. He unfollowed her. Okay. I don't know. Thank you. If that's true, Myra, thank you for, Myra or Mayra? Thank you so much for clarifying that, if that's true. I didn't look, so I honestly don't know. Cara C, who has a YouTube channel, she says, I have a feeling there's a lot of cutthroat crap that goes down when you reach Jeffree Star and Tati's level. It's so sad. Oh my gosh, I'm sure. Absolutely. It is sad. It's sad it has to be like that. It is. Okay. Honey says, I wasn't interested in the Tati palette, but once I saw the live swatches, I couldn't resist. Yeah. I mean, it did look absolutely beautiful. The live swatches. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Okay. Brett says Tati doesn't follow Jeffree. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. So I do think, so anyway, back to the Jeffree Star stuff. I do think that, the palette will absolutely sell out no matter yeah. Samantha Riley. Hello, Samantha Riley, who also has a YouTube channel. You haven't uploaded in forever, though, girlfriend. You got to come back. I think because of this series, everything will sell. People will love the honesty they're projecting. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do plan on getting the palette and the one lip gloss. I will be in Texas at the time. I'm going to be in Houston at Nick Snyder's housewarming party. So we'll see how that goes. Should be interesting. Bunking up with my girl, Michelle Wong. Why did I say Wang? That's how you spell it. Michelle Wong. Michelle's going to kill me for saying Wang. Michelle Wong. I'll be bunking up with her and Flower Bomb 81. So really excited to hang out with them this weekend. And hopefully I'll remember to buy the palette in the morning. I'm sure that none of us will forget. We'll make sure each other buys it if we want to. I do want to take a second and talk about Shane Dawson's merch a little bit that went with it, even though it's not makeup related. I did pull up the website here so we can check it out. I did not buy anything. I don't know. Like I wasn't attracted to all this. Like I kind of get this as kind of like this hoodie is kind of like a play off of Jeffree's tracksuits and stuff. I don't like the tracksuits for me, man. I can't even imagine wearing a tracksuit. This stuff's kind of fun if you're into that, the conspiracy stuff. Oh my God. Like, see, I always say gosh. I can't say with God in it. It bothers me. It's like always bothered me. like to say that. I always think that that's disrespectful. Like, I don't know, just for me, like people can say whatever they want. And I cuss and all this stuff, but for some reason, this one phrase, I don't like to say God in that context. I don't know. It's a thing that I have in my head. Just something I don't say. So I wouldn't buy that. But I don't judge people that do. It's a personal choice. I do think the backpacks are cute, but they're expensive and I would never use it like ever in life. I might wear the pants, but again, it's got the phrase on the side that I don't say. So I wouldn't buy that. I thought about maybe buying the slides just to buy something, but I would literally just be buying it just to buy something. And I don't really wear baseball hats very much. Phone case, nah. Editing stuff, no. I mean, like this stuff, it's not stuff that I like for me personally. So that's why I didn't buy anything. I'm curious if you all bought anything. Oop, it always echoes every time I go back in. I'm curious if you all bought anything. So Steph says, Steph. I'm not going to repeat that because I don't like what you just said. I'm not going to repeat it, but I love you. Sending lots of love and hugs. Okay, I'm trying to find comments about the merch. EDS Zebra. I would have bought a hoodie, but I need to have a zipper with my disability. I can't do hoodies without zippers. I personally really like hoodies with the zippers as well, just because I don't like lifting things over my head as much. But I do wear hoodies with hoods, like sweatshirts with hoods. But yeah, I can see where that would cause a problem. Absolutely. Yeah, Shay, I say, oh my gosh, too. Like, I can't. And that's the way I taught my kids and stuff. And like when I was teaching, I was like, I would always ask my students if they could please say gosh instead. Like, it's just a thing, you know. But if like an adult said it around me, I would never say anything. Like, but I always get a little zing whenever I hear it. Lori says the merch isn't appealing to her either. This is an interesting perspective. Amy P. and Dirty too. I would find it disrespectful. It was, oh, your God. But everyone is allowed to say, oh, my God. That's your God. And you're allowed to express what you want about him, her, them. Wow. That's an interesting perspective. Amy P. and Dirty too commented something that ended up in the end. You know, I would put highlighted comments in the end of my YouTube videos of like the most popular comments. Like I remember putting one of your comments up. You leave like the best comments. Really interesting thought there. I hadn't even really thought about that. There you go. Steph says, but would it sell if it wasn't Shane or name attached? Probably not. It's because people want a little piece of Shane, you know? Like, people want to show their support. Like, I get it. So yeah. So anything else y'all want to talk about that? I'm kind of ready to move on from that topic and talk about Sunday Riley. So if you did not hear, Sunday Riley, Chris says, yes, the pig is deceased. That's interesting mix of Jeffree and Shane there. Yeah, Honey says the merch is too young looking for me. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so as far as Sunday Riley, I mean, like, this is the thing. Like, it sounds to me, this is my speculation, is just that she is, you know, maybe a little insecure about the competition, maybe, possibly, and felt the need to have her employees, direct her employees to write positive reviews on Sephora's website and also to thumbs down any negative reviews to try to bury them. I mean, that's just straight up cruddy. Now, we did cover this about a year ago, this story. So if it seems like it's old, it's because it is. It happened. They were charged with it. They were found out about it because an employee of theirs posted pictures of things of emails and things on Reddit. And then they were formally charged with it. And this is the rub about it that really sucks, is that the FTC, of course, put up a claim against it. And I don't know, I guess a judge decides what the consequences for it. And they basically got, don't do it again. That's it. That's all they got. They don't even have to tell their customers anything publicly. Like, they should at the very bare minimum have to send out an email to their customers and say, we did this. Because what ends up happening when you have fake reviews, whether they're on YouTube, Instagram, Sephora, Ulta, wherever, what happens is, this is common, sense, but it gives false impressions and it makes people buy things and waste their money. And the companies that are actually producing really good product are now in competition with a brand that may not be producing as good of a product with a bunch of fake reviews, and they're going to lose out on sales. Or a company that has, maybe really good for oily skin, but not good for dry skin. So people with dry skin leave negative reviews and the people with oily skin leave really positive reviews. So that one is going to be underneath a brand like Sunday Riley, who fakes a bunch of reviews. You know what I mean? Like, it just messes everything up. Like, I get why people would want to be dishonest in that way, but it's like the insecurity of it, and they're trying to make money and all of that, but it's just so stinking cruddy. It's the same thing as brands paying for positive reviews on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, or Amazon. That happens. I get emails all the time from companies willing to send me, they say, we'll send you this, pressure cooker if you leave a positive review on Amazon, or whatever it is. And of course, you're going to, everyday Joe getting a free, pressure cooker, of course, a lot of people are going to do that, but then it inflates the ratings. It's like, Myra says fake reviews is very common now. You can't even trust Yelp. It's true. It's absolutely true. It drives me crazy because it's what the heart of this channel is through, trying to save the customer money, helping people not to buy crap. So it's part of my soul. So when I see something like this happening, it infuriates me. And the thing is about Sunday Riley is a lot of people love their stuff. From what I understand, they don't really need to post positive reviews, that there's plenty of legit positive reviews for their stuff. So honestly, I don't ever want to buy Sunday Riley products ever again. I don't want to. It doesn't meet my criteria of boycott. My criteria of boycott is danger to the customer. But it's there's so many options out there. I'll probably choose other things. I can't imagine, I'm not saying I won't ever buy a Sunday Riley product, but I really have no desire to buy anything from them. Because that's insane. It's so messed up. It's so messed up. And it's what else are they going to lie about? If they're going to lie about that, what else are they going to lie about? Oh my gosh, Brianna said, my friend wrote a scathing review on Yelp and they deleted it. How is that even possible? That's so messed up. It's crazy. There's so many good YouTube reviewers out there. There's so many people that are honest. And I found that it seems like the pendulum has swung to more honest reviews because the audience has gotten smart. And the audience has said, well, the audience was always smart, but the audience has realized through exposing people that not everybody has been honest. And people that weren't honest were like, oh, I guess I need to be honest now. I guess that's what my audience wants. And because of that demand, that's why I believe I see more honest reviews on YouTube, and where it wasn't always like that. Leiska, I hope is how you pronounce your name. I hope I got it right. They say look at the negative reviews first. I do the same thing. I definitely do the same thing because I want to see what the problems are that people are having, because sometimes there are things that it's that doesn't bother me kind of thing. I know I've read Amazon reviews, people saying, the battery died after a year and I have another product where the battery lasted 2 years or something. You know what I mean? It's little things. And it's just replace the battery. Is it really that big of a deal to leave a 1-star review? Something like that. So I always read the negative to see what the negative stuff is. But then people can pay for negative reviews as well. That's a thing. So you just never know. It's so stinking sad. It's so sad that it's turned into something like this. Nina says, stop using Yelp. Companies pay to have good reviews show and bad reviews remove. Use Google reviews. Good to know. What do I do? Mostly if I'm looking for I use TripAdvisor all the time because I like seeing the photos, especially for traveling. I use TripAdvisor for looking at food and ratings of restaurants and things like that. That's the one that I use the most for stuff like that. But it makes me so upset that they were not held more accountable. From my opinion, I feel like they should have been required to email out all of their customers, and they should have paid some kind of fine, or something. Somehow, it's crazy. Like, you think about how much money they probably made over the negative reviews. You know, like how much money did they make over that? Bonnie wants to take it back a little bit. She says, who cares if it's a pressed pigment or not? Move on. Because it's illegal. That's why it cares. When somebody's not following the law or that's why it matters, because it's illegal. But it's not. Well, let me clarify that. It's illegal in that using the pressed pigments on your eyes and saying it's eye safe when it's not is against the law. She didn't technically, and all these people haven't technically said that you should use them on your eyes. I don't know. It's a big, huge mess. It's because of the law. And I think people should explain the law to their audience. That's why it matters to me. Who cares? I care. A lot of other people care. And no, I will not move on. But thank you very much for sharing. Lucille, so you're a snitch. What? What are you talking about? People are weird, man. What are you talking about? I'm a snitch? I don't know. Is that snitching? Giving an honest review? Is that snitching? I have no loyalty to brands. I have no, that's not what it's about. So, I don't know. Big Mama wants to talk about, she says, Jen, talk about the Jaclyn Hill recent video on YouTube. I didn't watch a lot of it. Jaclyn put out a video where she called her subscribers and talked to them. I watched about a few minutes of it, and I wasn't really enjoying it personally. I think that it's beautiful that she wants to connect with her subscribers and talk to them. And the two people that I watched little clips of, they seemed so excited to talk to her. For me, watching as a viewer, all I saw was, let me get ready while people compliment me the whole video. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't enjoyable for me to watch. But I think that it's a beautiful thing to want to connect with your subscribers. I just didn't enjoy watching it. Like, I think it's cool, but I think that would have been a better, IG Live kind of situation rather than a YouTube video. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy the format for me personally. I don't just sitting there watching, people gush over her for however many minutes. It's just not my cup of tea. So, hi, cauliflower. She says, snitch. I mean, in a way, yeah, I'm a snitch in that way, in that if a brand's doing something crappy, I'm going to tell you about it. If an influencer is doing something crappy, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not going to shy away from it. So, I'm cool with that. Tiffany says people struggle with honesty, unsure why. If something's wrong, it's just wrong. I agree, Tiffany. Totally. Pete says, sorry, you can't find the ingredients for Tati's palette anywhere. Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't find them. And I did ask for them, and I don't know if they're on the PR box, because it sounded like from Manny's review that when you get the PR box, you don't get the outer carton, which would have the ingredient list on it. So, because he was saying he didn't know where it was made because he didn't get the outer carton, which it is made in the USA, Tati said. So, yeah, so we'll see what happens. PJS, oh my gosh. Jen, why are you so negative lately? Who cares if Jaclyn Hill posted that type of video? Somebody asked me what I thought of it, and I just said what I thought of it. I said it's beautiful. She wants to connect with her subscribers. How's that negative? I said the video wasn't my cup of tea. Are we having the same conversation here? What is happening? What is happening? Why am I so that is not negative. That's giving an opinion. Oh my gosh. What is happening? Bethany says Tati's allergic to so much, so I'm surprised. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Elena says you're a whistleblower, not a snitch, if that sounds better. Well, yeah. If I see something, I'm going to tell you guys. I think it's important for you guys to know what's up. Yes, U.S. law does does require an ingredient list. Yes, I saw that comment and then it disappeared, so I missed it. If you haven't noticed, we're kind of popping around now because we touched on the 3 topics that I wanted to talk about. So let's just chat at this point and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. But if you're watching this on the replay, it's probably going to be a little scattered from here on because we're just going to go by what the audience wants to talk about. But I will put timestamps down in the, as soon as I can, I'll put timestamps in the video description so you can skip ahead and see if there's anything you want to watch in there because I know these live chats are kind of long. Cleo says Seed Beauty is Tati's manufacturers. I thought that was so interesting that she went with Seed Beauty. If you do not know, Seed Beauty is the one that manufactures ColourPop, KKW, and Kylie Cosmetics. But Tati said she did her own formula, which is completely possible. So Tati specifically is trying to avoid people saying all it is ColourPop. But she's saying she worked for a new formula with their labs to do something completely different, which I believe, I can't imagine why that wouldn't be true. And you will, once we get the ingredient list, we'll be able to compare and prove that they are different formulas. I mean, there's different formulas within different brands. Like if you look at like Tarte or Too Faced or Morphe, I mean, there's so many formulas within the one brand that, it's not, I mean, it makes sense to have a completely different formula for the Tati Beauty stuff versus ColourPop and stuff like that. Like they may have used it as a starting point and then tweaked it a bit to get a little more creamy, a little more blendable, a little more whatever, a little more shiny, whatever it is. So Nikki says Tati's breast glitters will be the same from ColourPop. She's saying no. She's saying no. Just because it's produced in the same lab doesn't mean it's the same formula. So they have the chemists at the lab that formulate everything. And they test things and they put things together and they try things out. And then they send the person who is testing it samples to see if they like it. And they'll say, kind of like if you've been watching the Shane and Jeffree series. So they get like the samples and they say, I want this to be a little creamier. I want this to be a little bit. So then the formulator goes back in and they tweak things. So just because it's made in the same lab, it doesn't mean it's the same quality, the same formula, the same ingredients. Like it's not the same thing. It's just like if you go to, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Like if you go to Target or whatever and you get different, well, that's from different brands. I don't know. Trying to think. Oh, okay, here we go. So like if you go to Target and you get like their brand of clothing and no, so that's not a good example either. I don't know. But basically, they could be just as different as if they came from different labs. The lab being the same means nothing as far as the formula. Oh, Marjorie says Rach Loves compared them in her review. Awesome. Very cool. Suzanne says, I can see Tati eyeshadows are much better quality than ColourPop. Definitely possible. I can't wait to see the difference between them. Da-na, da-na. You looking... Oh, hi, baby. It's a puppy break. Hello, puppy break. Oh, you got a butt? Okay, cool. It's puppy break. Haley's coming. Say hi. Hi, baby. Hi. I don't want her to lick my face because I have makeup on. She can lick my neck, though. Hi, baby. So Haley's doing really good. We'll do a little Haley update. She's doing really good. She's doing great. She is 6 months old now, and she's getting very heavy. It's getting hard to hold her. There she is. She's getting very heavy and she's doing really good. She's pooping and peeing less in the house and she's eating really good. She still gets belly aches every once in a while because she likes to eat nature. So her breed gets a lot of belly aches. So she gets belly aches every once in a while from eating too much nature. We try to stop her, but she's so fast and she's so close to the ground. She can scoop things up real fast. So we try our best to keep her from doing it, but she does anyway. So, yep. Hi, baby. So anyway, yeah, she's doing really good. She's getting so big. All right, thank you for the puppy break. I don't know if she likes the lights.
Come on, baby.
She's always turning her head away from the lights. It might be
Come
too
on.
bright. You got her? All right. There we go. All right, bye, sweetie. Thank you, husband. I appreciate you. All right. So anyway... yeah, she's doing really well. And I tried to bell train her for potty training, and she is not using the bell. What she does is she licks and bites my feet. That's how she tells me she needs to go out. But at least she's telling me now. So that's good. And if that's what her thing is, that's her thing. You know, it's just like a quick little lick, and like I try to get her not to lick them. I'm trying to get her to like pat my feet and not lick them. That would be nice if it was like a pat, because I don't really want her licking my feet. It's gross. So Abra says, do you have cats? I do. I have one cat. I did have two. One passed away in the spring. So now we just have one. And they do, I don't know if they're playing together, if they're, I don't know. She likes to play with him and he's annoyed by her. But they chase each other around a little bit, which is cute. Allison, anyone, eye safe glitter. I think the thing with glitter, as far as being eye safe, is the glitter particles have to be a certain size. They have to be very, very, very fine in order to be considered eye safe. And those glitters are super, super chunky. The other thing we haven't talked about as far as the glitter goes is the impact on the environment. That we've been talking recently about how, in What's Up in Makeup, about how glitter particles are, they are, what you call it? It's almost like a microplastic kind of thing. They're little pieces of plastic. So they take a sheet of plastic and then they put the coating on it and then they slice it up in teeny tiny little pieces. So it's little bits of plastic. When you wash that down the sink, that kind of glitter down the sink, you're putting plastic into the ocean, which is not good. So what I plan on doing and what I've been doing with glitters is trying to wipe them off as best as I can with a piece of toilet paper, because it is, well, I still throw it in the trash can. But still, I usually take a piece of toilet paper and I put a little makeup remover on it and I wipe it off and then I throw it away rather than washing it down the sink. So that is an option as far as being eco-friendly with glitters on your eyes. So hopefully that was Allison, my girl Allison. She's been around forever. Hopefully that helped a little bit to understand like eye safe glitter. It has to do with the size of the particles is what makes it eye safe versus not eye safe. Nicole says, I think Tati didn't list her halo ingredients right away on her website either, if I remember right. I remember them being there, but I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know, but I remember them being there from the jump. Trey says glitter causes lung cancer. I don't know the data on that, but in order to cause lung cancer, it would have to be inhaled, I would imagine, but I don't know the data on that. Oh, thank you to everybody asking. Tab, thank you for answering this question. Haley is called a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. That's her breed. Oh, Shirley. Okay. Hi, my friend Shirley. I hope your shoulder's doing okay. Shirley said, I forgot to mention, I absolutely love the video you shared on Twitter with the Coke bottles. It's so true. Funny how you watch something and get that. I know, that aha moment. So let me tell you about this. This was so interesting and it like spoke to my soul. And I have it shared on my Twitter. Hopefully you'll be able to find it on there. You can scroll through my media shares and find it pretty quickly. So there's a man, and he takes 2 glass Coke bottles, because if you live in the US, there's lots of places in the world where Coke is served still in those glass bottles. So he takes them and he shakes them up like this, and then he pops the top on one of them and the soda spills everywhere. And it's an analogy for anger. And he's basically like, you know, I just lost half my soda because I pulled the top off of my soda because I opened my mouth. And he's like, close your mouth. Just close your mouth when you're angry. And the idea is that you're losing half your soda. And he's basically saying, you know, when you're angry, you can cause irreparable damage in a relationship with somebody because of something you said. Like, you can say sorry, but you can damage that relationship forever by saying something. And I thought that was really, really good. So if you're interested, it is shared over on my Twitter. It's the way he explains it is so much better than the way I explained it. And just, I loved it. So thank you, Shirley, for bringing that up, because it really is good. Let's see. Yeah, Alicia says, I can't imagine Tati not being environmentally concerned because she is so big on PR waste. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's something that she considered. Some people just aren't as aware as other people as far as different things. You know, it's all about your bank of knowledge. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Okay, here we go. Ashes S says, would be great to touch on mica and glitters and child slavery. I know Lush sells with synthetic, which is apparently more ethical to consume. There's some really good YouTube videos. There's one where they went into, I believe it was India. I'm pretty sure it's India, where the mica mines are, and the children going down and mining the mica. It's a horribly sad thing that this is happening. This is the big problem with mica and child labor. Well, let me just say there is a positive that's happening there, is that there are organizations that are coming together to help stop mica mining with children. So they're giving support to families to help them so that the children don't have to go down and mine the mica. And they're giving mostly girls, the education, because I think, is it mostly girls? I want to say that the girls are much less likely to be educated than the boys. If I'm right, I don't know. I don't want to misspeak. So they're providing education for the children. So they're going to school instead of mining the mica, and then they're helping support the families financially so the kids don't have to do that. It's extremely, extremely, extremely dangerous. They're going down in these little holes and they're just digging, holes, and kids die every year mining mica. And if you don't know what mica is, it's the sparkly bits that are in a lot of makeup, and it's in things that aren't even sparkly. I don't know why, but it's in like some foundations. It's in so many things. It's also used in electronics, I believe. So it's a huge problem. But the problem with consumers and like boycotting and all of that is there is some mica that is mined ethically. But because the government doesn't track it very well, like the suppliers don't know where their mica comes from because it's so disorganized within that country as far as where it comes from. And they cover their tracks where the suppliers are, whether it's, mined ethically, mined unethically, like they all just kind of come together. And the people who buy it don't really know, and there's no real way to know because the government isn't really making, you know what I mean? There isn't enough action in their government to track it so that the companies know. So there's no way to know whether you're getting child mined mica or ethically mined mica. There's no way to know. So it's really a difficult situation as a consumer to know what to do. You could just not buy anything with mica in it, but at that point too, like you've got this, and I know this is a very controversial thing to say. So it's you have to decide where you fall on it. Some people will say, don't buy the mica because of the child labor. Some people will say that you should buy the mica because this is how those kids feed their family, kind of thing. Like what else? How else are they going to make money? If there's a drop in how much mica is produced, then these kids won't be able to feed their families, kind of thing. So you just have to decide which side of the argument you are on there. And mica is in so many things. Like this, that doesn't have an ingredient list on. Let me see if I can find something that's just like sitting next to me with an ingredient list. But basically, like something like this CoverGirl exhibitionist eyeshadow, this I'm sure has mica in it. I mean, anything that you see makeup-wise that has glitter is probably mica. There is something, a synthetic mica that which called Lush uses. It's called synthetic fluorphlogopite, and it is man-made. So that could be a direction that we could move as a society, a world. We could move that direction so we don't have to mine the mica anymore. It's a possibility. So that's a thing. That's a thing. Honey says, I've seen a lot of Honey commenting today. I've seen you a lot today. Thank you for all your comments. Isn't Morphe heavy on mica? All eyeshadow brands that have shimmer are heavy on mica. I mean, it's pretty much everything. Yeah. If you want to really know the actual legit details, just search for it on YouTube. You'll find the videos. I forget who put them out, but there's one that's really, really good. I'm sure it'll be the top search result. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah, I know. Junebug says, just the term, these kids feeding their families is strange to me, that they have to depend on children to feed the family. Absolutely. It is crazy. I mean, because the parents are going out and working too. So it's like they all have to work to feed the family. It's like back in, when the Newsies sold the papes kind of thing. It's so incredibly sad. It really is that there are places on earth that are still like that. And there's a lot. Okay. Yeah, Naomi says a lot of matte shadows also use a matte form of mica instead of talc. I believe that's probably true. That's a good point. I don't know anything about a matte form of mica. I don't have that knowledge base, but I trust Naomi because Naomi knows things. Naomi's been around forever too. Oh, the Luann is here. Hello, the Luann. Okay. Yeah, Julia says in the US, we have many families where children are required to help provide for families. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think when we're talking about like teenagers and stuff, but child labor is illegal in our country. So, but teenagers, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just reading comments, trying to find something to see if, sorry for the pause if you're watching this on the replay. We've got about 7 minutes left. I did want to talk for a second about what's on my eyes. I did dig back into this baby that I spent so much money on and rarely use. This is the Mothership 3 palette. And I used this guy. Okay, so I used this one, this one, and this one. And that's it. I just use those 3 for my whole eye look. Oh no, I use this one on my lower lash line a little bit. And the thing about Pat McGrath shadows is that they really are easy to use. They really are fun to play with. They're great quality, but I do think that they're insanely overpriced. I think any eyeshadow at this price point is insanely overpriced. I do. That's my opinion, but it's what you would pay for things. Like, I've talked about this before. Like, would you pay, $10 for an ice cream cone if, it had like extra special sprinkles on it or something? Like, maybe, I don't know. Some people would never pay $10 for an ice cream cone ever. You just have to decide where your threshold is about what you would pay. But the packaging is super heavy. You're paying a lot for this packaging. Like, that's part of it. You got this like metal on the back here and the engraving. Like, it's like engraved, not embossed. Engraved. It's engraved in the back. I mean, this is all engraved and you're paying for this mostly. But the shadows are great, but I don't think I'll buy another one of these. I don't think that it's worth it, at least for me. I just own the one. It's a lot. They're expensive. They're way too expensive. So that's kind of the way I feel. Jennifer says, talk about Manny's review. It was really so mature of him. He's good friends with James now. Is he? But still did his job and wasn't biased. I didn't realize is he good friends with James? I don't know. I lose track of these people and their friendships. I don't even know. I think Manny has done a fantastic job of reining himself in. Let's just say that. I think that he went off the rails for a bit. He got a wake-up call, and now he's reining himself in. And I think I would never, years ago, have trusted a MannyMUA review. Like, there's no way. Like, if before all that stuff happened, I didn't watch his reviews because I didn't trust them. I didn't trust them at all. Now I do. I think that he's really reined it in, and I'm very excited to see where Manny's career goes. I hope that he does very, very well. And I'm, I feel a lot better about, I had my issues with Manny a long time ago, and now I feel, Manny and I are on much better terms. And, I was very happy to hear both his positive feedback for Tati's palette and also his critiques of it. And I'm curious to see whether I'll feel the same way about it. But I do trust Manny's reviews now, and I'm excited about it. Tina wants to know if Manny's still potty mouthed. Yes, he does still cuss in his videos. But Big Mama Manny who? If you're being sarcastic, I'm sorry. I'm going to answer you as if you meant that literally. MannyMUA. So, but yeah, I did enjoy his review, and I enjoy his reviews overall now at this point. So. Oh, Shay Ray wants to know, Jen, what did you think about how Tati threw the party for her subscribers? I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really cool too. I was not invited. Would I have gone? I don't know, because I have a lot of travel coming up. It would have depended on if I knew about it before I said I was going to Texas. Like, I don't know, because that's a lot to fly all the way out there. It's real expensive to get out there. So it's the wrong coast for me. So I don't know if I would have gone or not, honestly. It's real expensive to go out there. Okay, Bernice says, make sure I got that. Yeah. I'm going to say Bernice. I'm pretty sure I got that right. Jeffree Star Cosmetics needs to come up with a neutral palette, not necessarily a brown palette, but more of a wearable palette. Tati's palette looks bomb, but I'm not going to buy it. Yeah, didn't Jeffree come out with a more, I want to say androgyny. Wasn't androgyny more natural? I want to say that it was. I do apologize to those of you on the replay for pausing so much, because I know some people hate that. Yeah, Miss Bunny says, I'm not buying Tati because I'm getting the entire Shane collab, but I love how she threw it for the subs. We need more of that. I totally agree. I think that that was a very unique idea. I've never heard of anybody doing that. Usually these parties are for A-list influencers only kind of thing, and I think that's really cool that she thought to do that. I think it's very considerate and sweet, and I think that it's wonderful. Definitely. Mimi says, what is up with Tati's arm and body swatches? I think that it's creative, honestly. Like, I mean, everybody pretty much swatches, you know, like right here, unless you're Nady from Pop Lux and you have to swatch in your hand because you're all hairy here. Or people that have tattoos sometimes will swatch, you know, on their hands and stuff. I think Jeffree swatches on the back of his hand. I think that it's really creative to like swatch on your décolleté. I think that's cool. You know, it's just something different to do, you know, swatching on your shoulder. I mean, sure. You know, I'm all for uniqueness. All for uniqueness. CJ, did you ever try Lady Gaga makeup? I did. I did a full review on it. You can definitely check that out on my channel if you like. Oh, wow. Amber says, did you see Hannah Louise Poston's video where she duped Tati's palette? I like the green row she had in hers. Wow, there's green row? I'm confused. I'll have to go check out Hannah's video. Whitney says, I think that there's a lot to be learned about the business side of this world by watching mistakes. And Jeffree's probably one of the smartest business people in America next to Elon Musk. I don't know about that. I do agree that Jeffree is a smart business person. Elon Musk has also done some really dumb things. So I don't know. I definitely agree that they're both smart business people. We'll just say that. But there is a lot to learn. There's a lot that of all industries. You know, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Like, think about your job and what you go to. There are things that the general public probably don't know about where you work and what you do. And it doesn't matter what it is. There's always going to be things that are, you know, kind of kept secret, kind of kept in the background of many different businesses. And it is really interesting to learn that side of it, and that side of it is coming public. I think it's really interesting. So anyway, we are at our time limit. So I want to thank you all so much for watching live chat this week. I appreciate you. Next week, no live chat because we will be, I will be in Houston. And then the next week we will have live chat, I believe. And that will be, let me look at my calendar. So yes, the 10th of November. And I'm working on getting an interview for you for the 10th, but definitely stay tuned to What's Up in Makeup. The best way to find out what time chat is to go on Sunday to the What's Up in Makeup video, scroll down in the description and see the time. For the most reliable way is to look at the very tail end of the video. There's an end card that says what time live chat is. So definitely you can check out those two places. Also, if I'm doing an interview around the 6th, 7th of November, I'll be putting up a place where you can ask questions of the person that I'm interviewing. There will be a place. So you can go to my Twitter or you can go to my YouTube community tab and post questions for that person there. I usually do it on Wednesday or Thursday of that week so I can get the questions, potential questions to the person I'm interviewing by Friday before the chat. So I did ask one person and they said that they did not feel comfortable doing a live chat because they're too shy. So that was my first stab at it. So now I'm going to ask somebody else and see if I can get somebody else. So we will see. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Mad love. Have a wonderful week. I don't know what content's going to be up on the channel this week because I'm going to be in and out. I don't know when I'm going to get the Tati palette, but there may only be one review video this week. We'll have to see what happens. Depends on when I get the Tati palette. So, all right. Have a great week. I'll see you soon. Mad love. Bye.